Good evening. So this evening, what I'd like to do is really talk about aliens. Josh, he put out this fantastic equation on life on other planets. And while it was long and complex and completely incomplete, I also have an equation that I'd like to share with you because I believe that aliens exist in greater ways, in greater numbers. But first of all, what we need to do is we need to understand what it's all about. So let's start with my equation. So we have n, which is the probability that life exists on other planets, just as in Josh's equation. But this is where it's different. It's equal to, first, p to the power of 1. Now, p to the power of 1 represents our population to the power of 1, which is just our population. Now, our population is important because the number of people on this planet drive everything that we basically believe. Now, that is multiplied by g squared. Now, g squared represents those people who believe in God to the power of 2. See, essentially, if somebody believes in God or a supreme being, then they believe in an alien. Now, they don't want to see it that way, but in truth, they're on heaven, or they're in hell, or they're somewhere other than here, in which case, they're an alien being. Now, that, of course, has to be divided by the ID 10T factor. The ID 10 T factor is your idiot factor. Basically, it's the population multiplied by those who believe in God squared, divided by the total amount of idiots that are out there. Those idiots generally hold the rest of us back from believing pretty much everything. That is then multiplied by the C factor. Now, C is essentially identifies the people who care. Because the people who care are the ones who truly believe, and the people who don't care don't believe a thing. In which case, if you don't believe, nothing exists anyway. So if you were to take that equation, what you would find is that n essentially is equal to, but not quite, but very closely related to, c. Doesn't matter if c is big or small, n will also be big and small. But if you don't care, then you don't really believe, do you? In which case, n equals c is the perfect equation for identifying whether Earth is the only place that sustains life or whether there's aliens truly out there.
Once upon a time, there was a shark who roamed the seas. And he enjoyed being a shark, and he did what sharks do best. He ate things. He swam around and ate some more. One day, unbeknownst to the shark, an alien came to town. Now, the alien believed he was the superior being, and that despite anything on Earth, his technology and his brain power could master and defeat all things. And it was true. The alien was, in fact, the superior being. However, the idea behind this story, this fable of the shark and the alien, is that sometimes raw power will defeat the mind of those who think they're better than others. Despite all the training and all the technology, this alien is nothing but lunch to he who has more passion and power and more interest in winning. Thus endeth the fable.
The funny thing about life on other planets is that those who do believe in God or a supreme being actually have to believe in aliens. You can't have one without the other, unless you believe that God resides in all of us and is simply a force here on Earth, in which case, is it an alien or is it not? Because it resides here on Earth. If it resides here on Earth, then it's not an alien. But in which case, it's not really a supreme being. It's just an energy force, so that doesn't count. So only those who believe in a supreme being, like a God somewhere else, some other place, like heaven or something to that effect, or even the devil for that matter, if they believe in him but not the other, have to believe in aliens because there is life somewhere other than on this planet. But the whole idea is, if you believe in religion, generally you believe in aliens, and that's the way that it goes. Although the topic itself is absolutely fascinating, and Josh, the equation was pretty neat.